Hello designers! This tutorial will show you how to design an original 3D printable model that you can recreate with chocolate. Or if you're not that hungry, maybe you can turn your work into a crayon instead. Let's get started. We need to create a base to decorate. Here, we're pulling a pyramid onto the plane. And we're going to make this pyramid 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches on the bottom. Why a pyramid, you ask? Well, I really like the slant on the sides of this pyramid, and I want my chocolate piece to be a little slanted on the edges. But I really don't want my chocolate to be this tall. In order to fix that, let's drag a box onto the plane, and notice that this box is already a hole. So what we need to do now is make it pretty big and put it on the pyramid. You can use this handle to pull up your box. If you grab it, click it, and drag it. You might also notice that when we do this, there is a little measurement right at the bottom showing you how far off the work plane you've pulled the box. I mentioned that we're designing something that's only 1/4 inch or 0.25 inches tall, but we'll be decorating this base with some raised images. So we need to cut the pyramid a little bit shorter than 0.25 inches to make some room for those decorations. Let's take this from 0.25 inches to 0.2 inches off the work plane. So now, when we slide this on top of our pyramid and group the pyramid and the box together, it cut off the top of my pyramid. Almost all the top of my pyramid. Let's ungroup that and fix it. That's better. And look at those nice edges, just like a real bar of chocolate. Now, it might be nice to add a picture to our chocolate model. How about a python? Pythons are pretty cool. I'm shrinking him a little bit so he'll fit on the work plane. He's still too big for the chocolate. Let's shrink him, and as we shrink him, we'll need to adjust his height. I said a second ago that I want my chocolate to be 1/4 inch tall overall, so that means I want this snake, who is going to be the tallest part of this chocolate, to just be 0.25 inches tall. That looks pretty good, and at 0.25 inches tall, he is only 0.05 inches taller than the chocolate base. So that means he's going to look really good as a raised picture. I'm feeling a little bit scribbly, so I think I'm going to add, what do snakes say? Not actually sure how many S's we need to spell that. Now that our scribble is ready, we'll drag it onto our chocolate base and find a good size for it. We'll make it just the same height as the snake, 0.25 inches tall, only jutting up 0.05 inches out of the top of our base. Can you put an engraving in your chocolate model? Yes, you can. So let's give this guy a twin, and let's turn our scribble into an engraving so you can see how it looks. Let's select our scribble and set the height to 0.05 inches. That's about 1 millimeter. Let's turn it into a hole. Let's grab our pointy lifting handle and lift up the scribble until we can see it engraved in the top of the model. Now we can group all of that together. And there we have it, a second chocolate model that has a raised snake and some engraved hissing. If you're making chocolate squares, these designs would be ready to export for print. But if you want to make lollipops, you'll need to make a lollipop stick holder. So to make our lollipop stick holder, we'll need to pull on a cylinder, flip it so that it's lying down nice and flat on the work plane, just a little 90-degree rotation. And we want to adjust this so that it fits our lollipop sticks. Now the ones we have are 5/32 of an inch wide, or 0.16 inches if you're doing decimals. So we'll make this even a tiny bit wider, 0.17 inches. At this point, we could add our stick to our square design, and we would have a design with a stick holder that's ready to print and works just fine. If you notice that the stick holders in our lollipop models have a flat base, you can keep watching and we'll show you how to make that flat base. We now need the help of a box, and we're going to adjust this box so that it too is only 0.17 inches wide. We might need to play around with the height a little bit. So I'm just going to make this 0.2 inches tall for now. Let's line up one end and the middles. We want a round top to match the shape of our lollipop stick, so let's shrink the height of our box. There's our round bit again. Select the box and the cylinder together and group them. Slide it up into one of these chocolate squares. Not quite in the middle. You can align it if you want to, but this is fine for me. And we're done! One simple square design with all raised graphics, and one design with a little bit of engraving and space for a lollipop stick. Hope this was helpful. Enjoy designing your chocolates!